Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Heart of Christ Ministry. I'm your host, Shaun Robert Grant. Lot of great news today. Actually, big news we got happening today, and we're going to get into that here in just a bit. I hope you're feeling fantastic. It is a beautiful Monday morning or Monday afternoon, whatever you want to call it. And we are here rolling, ready to kick off a new chapter in Heart of Christ Ministry. And so what I want to say is basically, as much as I've enjoyed discussing different aspects of divinity, different aspects of life, different aspects of growth and evolution within a spiritual being having a human experience, my inner guidance has urged me to take a 1-point focus, not necessarily tunnel vision, but a 1-point focus. And what we mean by that is just picking one area and going with it and focusing all my energies into that area. And that area is the area of money, the area of consciousness, money consciousness, finances, and helping individuals to raise their money consciousness to the highest, most abundant, prosperous level possible so that they can live their lives to where finances are not an issue. That has always been my passion. That has always been where my joy has lied. And so now we're just integrating that with Heart of Christ Ministry. So as you can see, I'm all in green because subconsciously green is the color of abundance. So I want to convey that to you as we're doing our thing here. And we got a great, terrific message today that we're going to get into in just a bit. But just to show you the title, Heart of Christ, the Divine Ministry for Abundant Money Consciousness. And what we're going to do today is elevate you, if you're not there already, to an abundant money consciousness. I'm going to talk about what money actually is from the standpoint of how you can create in your life. And look, this has absolutely nothing to do per se with physical cash, right? This is more of the spirit of money. This is more of the divine current that runs through our lives as the expression of God in action, of love in action. Okay, so that's what we're going to get into. But before we do that, we got some business to take care of. So if you have any questions about anything, any ideas you have that you'd like me to speak on, now that you know that we're going in a different direction this time around, or you have prayer requests, we can still pray for you because this is still a ministry, right? It's just a ministry geared, the yellow butterfly outside. That's so funny. That's a sign of positive change, positive transformation, as I'm telling you about the new ministry, the new direction that it's taking. But any prayer requests, any ideas you want to share, feel free to write to this ministry at shaung04@gmail.com. I will get to it as soon as I possibly can and respond back to you. Just let us know if we can do anything for you here. And then also sow a seed. If you find that this ministry has benefited you, if you find that this ministry has given you just a greater outlook upon life, use that love, use that gratitude, and sow a seed into the ministry at VENMO Heart of Christ Ministry and PayPal, shaung04@gmail.com. And what's the other one? Apple Pay upon request. So thank you for your kindness on that in advance. What we're going to do is kind of keep things the same way we've had them for a bit, keeping the Where's My Abundance game intact. Why? Because this is creating an abundance consciousness for you. It's allowing you to see what is present in your life, right? It's allowing you to see what is present in your life, and it's allowing you to be grateful for what is present in your life, which in turn creates abundance within you. All right. And with that being said, we're going to do 1 30-second round, right? Because we just broke it down because that helps us to get more into the message. So we're going to do one time around for 30 seconds. I want you to really think about what is resonant with your abundance in your life. And I'd like you to put that into the comments for us. That way you can inspire everyone who is watching with your abundance, right? Your level, your idea of abundance can inspire an idea of abundance in someone else. And guess what? We got all these people resonating in abundance. And that's the whole point of this game. Okay. So we're going to give you 30 seconds to do that. Remember, place it in the comments. And then I will give you what I feel most abundant about today. And I already have an idea, but I'm going to take that 30 seconds to experience it as well with you. And we're going to get that rolling right now. Hit it, guys. Where's my abundance? All right. So if you figured it out, 30 seconds is a good bit of time to decide what you're grateful for. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to put it in those comments for me. By putting it in the comments, once again, other people get the opportunity to see and experience abundance in a different form. So my idea of abundance, my gratefulness for abundance is to be able to come here multiple times a week and share a message that is flowing through the divine creative nature that is me. And I am so happy and thrilled and excited that this ministry is taking a turn to something that I have an undying passion for, and that is money consciousness. And I am very grateful. My abundance is being able to teach every day, day after day, these just mind-blowing, mind-transforming messages that are really going to elevate you to a new level as it relates to money consciousness. That is my abundance. Too long to write into the comments, but guess what? You heard it from me first. And with that being said, let's get, excuse me, let's get into it and start with our, all right, excuse me. All right, cleared up. Heart of Christ Ministry, a new chapter, the divine ministry for abundant money consciousness. Okay, so why is money consciousness so important? It's because if you give someone a money consciousness, they will never be without the money they need to live the life that they choose. Okay. Sometimes, all right, we can almost be distorted and have our growth as it relates to finances stunted because we're given money freely without really receiving tools to be able to use it. Okay, if that makes sense. So my objective here is to give you the tools, give you the background, give you all of the truths and the ideas that will help you to realize that no matter what is going on physically outside of you as it relates to your finances, you can always be abundant, you can always be rich, you can always be prosperous. You can always feel that you have more than enough. And so this is a mind and a heart state of being that enables you to never fall victim into fear, to always be on point when it comes to having faith in this truth. And we're going to dive so deeply into it that if you're willing to listen, to adhere, and to implement, you're going to see some changes really quick in your life. And I'm telling you, this is a new direction. All my energy is laser focused on this. And I just know we're going to do some amazing things with it. So let's get rocking with this, right? So number 2, so it's important if I'm going to tell you, if I'm going to teach you, I got to explain, I don't want to say the origins, but more or less how this relates to you and how you can practically use this today. Okay, so number 1, what is money and what does it mean to us? All right. And so what I really want you to do for me, as opposed to thinking that it's the numbers in your account, It's the numbers in your credit card. It's the numbers or the pieces of paper in your wallet. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to think of money as love in action, love in expression, God in action, God in expression. Okay. So real quick, I got into numbers, just felt like this extreme passion and urge to get into numbers and numerology and stuff like that. And I discovered something. I discovered the energy resonance of love, money, and source are the exact same. Okay. Love, money, and source are the exact same energy resonance when it comes to basically numerology and just the vibration that they carry. So that's very important to know, because a lot of times we get these hangups because we're taught this conditioning, these hangups about money and about how we, you've heard it, money doesn't grow on trees, I'm not made of money, yada, 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 and stuff like that. But think about that. Money resonates on the same vibration as source and love. That's why one of the first things I told you was money is love and expression, love and action. Money is a current of love that allows us, right, to exchange energy and have an experience, right? Have an experience that we choose, whether that's taking a vacation, going out to eat, going to the grocery store, getting your car fixed, whatever it is. It's an exchange of love. And why is it an exchange of love? Because that money that you give to that person and to that entity is an act of love towards their business. Now, there's a way to expand that money that you give, and that's basically just putting gratitude behind it, right? It's like we talked about a couple of weeks ago. When you receive bills in the mail, or it comes time for you to pay your mortgage or your rent, are you cussing out the mortgage company? An even better one is with credit cards company. When it comes time to pay your credit card bills, are you being snarled and snide, with the credit card companies? Or are you offering gratitude, saying thank you for holding me accountable and allowing me to have this contractual obligation, and then be abundant enough to pay you back whenever the time comes around? So it's all about the feeling and the thoughts, the consciousness that you're placing around that money. And so when we really understand what it is, right? When we really understand what it is, that it's just a product of what we're thinking and feeling the most, right? It's a consciousness. That's why the whole thing is money consciousness. It's a consciousness that we have, and it determines how much of it shows up and how much of it decides to stay away, right? So the first thing you got to look at is this. Money resonates on the same vibration as source, as love, okay? Those three, same vibrational energy: source, love, money, same vibrational energy. Okay. And the last time I checked, God gives what freely? Love, immensely, unconditionally, immeasurably freely. So if he's giving love that freely, then he must be giving, or the energy must be giving money freely, but not in the sense of physical money, so to speak, in the sense of the energy of money that we can access through our faith, in belief and trust in just that God has given us an unlimited amount to have whatever we choose, and we choose with our consciousness. Okay. So that, I know that kind of went around a bit, but it's important for you to know that first and foremost before you get into, because then you won't look at it the same way. Like, you won't get emotionally charged up if you find that you use a lot of the money that's in your account, because guess what? It still exists in your consciousness. Those are just transactions, right? When you develop a consciousness, that means nothing can be taken away from you unless you mentally and emotionally let it go. Other than that, no matter how much money you use or circulate, you're always rich in consciousness. You're always prosperous in consciousness. And that's what the main thing is for us to develop with you here. All right. Moving on. Number 2. The divine current of money works with the same dynamic as our relationship with anyone or anything else. Okay, so this is big, right? Because once again, it gets you back to the idea of money being love, right? Having the same energy as love. And when you deny love, whether it's directly or indirectly, guess what? It can't be present in your life, right? I want to take you back to one of the principles of consciousness in general. Consciousness says nothing can enter your life or nothing can enter your reality until it enters your thoughts and feelings first. Same. Exact same with money. That's how it operates. An amount of money cannot enter your life until it enters your consciousness first, which is your thoughts and your feelings. Now, think about your relationship to that. How does that express itself for you? I guess I want to say. How does your relationship to money express itself? And so here's what you can do. Directly, you can go down a column and write everything you feel towards money, right? And then indirectly, you can write down everything you feel towards money, because there's some things that we say that we don't know that are actually sabotaging us as it relates to our ability to be, do, and have the amount of money that we choose, right? So this is important because one of the biggest things you can do for yourself is just treat that energy. It's love. So treat it like a love relationship, right? So you take, for instance, if you're in a relationship with somebody, and let's just really specify this example, and you tell them basically, when you're out in front of people, you don't like them, you don't really want them around, they're not that important. But then when you get into secret or you get into privacy, you say, well, I really appreciate you. I really wish, you could show up more for me and we could hang out and just do other things. Guess what's going to happen? That's a conflicting view. That's a conflicting consciousness. So because you're conflicted in your consciousness within yourself, the outpicturing of that relationship is going to be a product of that, right? And so if you listen to what I just said, as far as those examples, that's exactly what a lot of people have done with money, right? They really, really want it. They really need it. They want lots of it, but then they get into public and they discount it, or they basically talk extraordinarily bad about it, saying that, the more money you make, the more problems you get. It's terrible what, it does to people. Here's the thing. If something is resonant with the same vibrational energy as love, right? The only way love can be an issue is if you do not love yourself. Then love will make you sabotage everything around you. Same with money. If you do not, if you're not in a position to where you are self-worthy, self-confident, right? Self-appreciating, it's going to make you more of who you are, because that's what love does. Love and money resonate on the same level. So money is there to bring you into a place to where you are exactly who you are at that moment. So guess what? So once you know that, you can move yourself to a greater place of love and a greater place of living and a more profitable way of living. That's what money does, right? The problem is most people just get to the point of money made him a terrible person, but then they don't move from that point on, right? If it moves you to be a terrible person, you have to be conscious enough to say, okay, I don't like who I am at this moment or who I'm being, not that who I am, but who I'm being. Let me move to a greater state of love. And money can help you do that, right? Because it resonates on the same energy as source, love, and source and love, money resonate on the same vibrational energy. So it's important to know that. And it's important to know, we see it with relationships all the time. You know, somebody gets into a relationship and they're not ready for that level of love yet. What do? They run off, they sabotage, they fight it. That's the exact same thing. It's only going to amplify more of who you already are. And if you don't like who you are, become greater, become better, release the stuff that's causing you to act that way, right? Money's neutral. Just like love. Love is neutral. Love accepts, invites everything, right? Money is no respecter of persons. It invites everybody in to be able to have it, to be able to experience it, right? It's just the person's deepest feelings, thoughts, and convictions that affect the way that it operates within their lives, right? So when I know that, when I know it works the exact same as it does in my relationships, what's the first thing that I need to do? Right? What's the first thing that I need to do? I need to figure out what's sabotaging my relationship with it. Right? That's exactly what you do. If you're in a relationship and you really care about somebody and it's not going right, you don't just stick your head in the sand and hope that all the problems disappear. No, you find out what the problem is by going within. And then once you discover what the problem is, you release it, right? You let it go. And it's just that's as simple as it gets. Not always easy, but simple enough for us to go within, right? And when you really start to meditate, this goes without saying, but meditation is so powerful because meditation will have all that stuff come up, right? It'll have, in the form of experiences, come up for you that may have disturbed your relationship with money and having a money consciousness. And a lot of times it's happened as we were kids. But the beauty is that's not your idea of it. That's somebody else's that you've just been predicating and living over and over and over. It's time to release that, right? And you look at it from the standpoint of a relationship. Okay. And so that's so important because our relationships produce what we give to them. And we can't give anything to our relationship until we give it to ourselves first. Consciousness operates life, right? You can't give any love to anybody else unless you have it within first. That's the only way anything in life can work, right? So guess what? If I'm going to give what I need to my relationship with money, I got to give it to myself first. And how do I do that? I find where I have hangups. I find where I have situations where I am not in a position to allow this to prosper in my life. And it never fails. It never fails. You always have to go within first and foremost before anything without can happen. But it works the exact same way as within any relationship, right? Show me a relationship, give me the problems that they're having, and I can find each and every problem within the people involved in the relationship, and you can solve it just like that without any question, without any problem whatsoever, because it's all mental equivalence, right? So dive within. Right? See what's happening there. See what's going on as it relates to money and how money is showing up in your life. Number 3, an abundant money consciousness relies squarely on what you believe to be true about money. And I'll take this a bit further, right? Life unfolds as far as what we believe to be true about life, right? If you're having a lot of problems, guess what? You believe that problems are the truth of life. If you're experiencing a lot of joy, you believe that life is supposed to be all about joy. If you're experiencing a lot of money, you believe that you're supposed to have lots and lots of money in your life, right? If you're broke, you believe in lack, you believe in debt. And this is not personal. It's just your life only reflects your consciousness, right? It only reflects your consciousness. So if I see, right, when I was able to turn my life around, turn my money situation around, all I had to do was stop focusing on the lack, right? Because if I'm focused on what I don't have, that is what is going to show up over and over and over again, right? And so once again, meditation, you have to get on your meditation to be in a space to where, all right, to where you can see what's brewing, because it's your subconscious mind that's doing all the work. When we say consciousness, we're talking about your subconsciousness, right? Your subconscious is 95% of everything you do is operated by that. So if there is a thought form or an operating system that is derailing you, you've got to figure out what's going on. And here's a tip for you. Most money issues are just emotionally related, right? They're related to some form of emotion that you feel lacking in, when the truth of the matter is you're not lacking in anything, right? As a divine being, you are equipped to be filled up and fulfilled and abundant in every capacity. But it's about what you believe to be true that's going to determine whether you're just over broke, whether you're mediocre, or whether you are expanding yourself financially in a capacity that continues to grow. And that's that last one, as hard as it may seem, that's normal, right? That's normal. Struggle for cash is not normal. Working millions and gazillions of hours for money is not normal, right? And the reason I say it's not normal, because when you understand it's more of a consciousness and not of a hardworking, use your hands, wear yourself out thing, you begin to see the possibility of more and more of it coming into your life without you doing as hard a work as you once thought you needed to. See, that's a myth. Got to do a segment where we do money myths and money truths, right? The myth is that you have to work hard in order to have a lot of, I'm going to be honest with you completely. When people say that, it's usually their ego talking, because nobody wants to feel like, well, exclude me from that, because I don't mind if it comes in a simple, easy way. But most people want to feel like they did something to get something, right? That's just in our nature. That's what we've been conditioned to believe. But it doesn't have to be a case of you wearing yourself out, of breaking your bones to work. And a lot of times when you're doing that, the people that are paying you aren't paying you anywhere near close to what you're worth. Because see, the real money that you're worth only comes when you've built the consciousness to hold it, right? And that comes from self-worth, self-confidence, self-love, self-belief in who you are. And you know that money is supposed to show up for you. Money is love. And guess what? God has given us love unconditionally, which means, guess what? The energy of money is given unconditionally as well. And once you believe that to be true, it can show up in your life, right? In a multitude, matter of fact, in an infinite number of ways. So begin to believe, right? When you think about, ask yourself, what do I believe to be true about money? What do I believe to be true about being rich, about being prosperous, about being abundant? And then don't force anything, but wait for something to come up. Because before I was able to train myself to be in an extreme abundant money consciousness, I would have stuff like, there's not enough to go around. and it would kind of dart in real fast. But you know what that told me? That some program, mental program in my subconscious mind was running deeply that was stopping money from flowing into my life, because on a subconscious level, I was believing there's not enough to go around. But see, you only believe that when you look at it as this physical piece of paper and coins and stuff like that. When you see it as an energy, as a consciousness rather, you realize it is absolutely immeasurable. Doesn't even wrap up the term, right? Because immeasurable can't even sum it up as to how much abundance there is available for each and every person that is willing to put the faith in knowing that what they deserve is what they can have, right? So think about that. Think about, what are you believing? Write on a piece of paper, what am I believing to be true about money? And you know what? Look at your life, because that will tell you right off the bat. It will tell you right off the bat what it is that you're believing, what it is that you're thinking, what it is that you're holding true within your consciousness. Because of what? It can't enter your life unless it enters your consciousness first. Can't enter your life unless it's in your thinking, your feeling, and your actions. You see what I'm saying? So go there first. Figure out what's going on. Look at what life is giving you, because you're responsible for it all. And if it doesn't make sense, go within. And when you go within, you'll start to figure everything out. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up today's message. All right. That was fun, right? So that's only the beginning. I know that there's so much more that we're going to talk about and discuss. And I'm excited about it because, like I said, this is what I'm truly passionate about. And, I wouldn't have gotten this inner guidance to move in this direction if it wasn't something that I knew that was going to benefit and help so many people that are willing to use it, that are willing to implement it. So look back on this message, share it, whatever you got to do. Use it to your advantage. Okay. So if you have any questions, any comments, any prayer request, write to us at shaung04@gmail.com. Okay. And then last but not least, if you found this information beneficial, right? If you found this information beneficial, and not just this information today, but this information, wisdom and insight, knowledge and understanding and truth in the past, messages that we've done, feel free to take a step forward today and sow a seed into Heart of Christ Ministry, the divine ministry for money consciousness. We're going to pin that now. Got to get some artwork and stuff done. But anywho, if you feel that love welling up within you and you want to sow a seed today, by all means, sow a seed. It helps the ministry expand, and every seed that you sow does not leave your life. And because this is a money ministry now, I'm telling you, when you give and you give from the heart, you can't outgive the divine. It continues to give back into your life to allow you to keep that circle going and going and going. I promise you, it is something that is truly magnificent. Nobody knows how it works, but it does work. So start that cycle today in your life if you hadn't already. Sow a seed. Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry. PayPal, ShaunG04@gmail.com. Apple Pay upon request. And ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up today. Wow, what a new chapter. What an opportunity. It's really quite amazing to see, how clear and of a path that was when, you just decide to go and follow your heart. And so I thank you for joining in. I appreciate you. Have an absolutely wonderful day ahead, and we will talk soon and see each other soon. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Every dream begins with a vision that sees everything before anyone else ever can. A vision that ignites the endless power to make all your dreams